Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Be prepared, my friend. Be prepared. Last evening, Florida was battered by the effects of a monstrous hurricane called Helen. When this brutal tropical feature landed sometime near 11 p.m., it came at top speed of 140 miles per hour. Several days before, this mini storm moved quietly across the Western Caribbean as mild as ever and headed towards the Yucatan Peninsula with a tinge of purpose. But somehow the experts saw beyond this Mexican resort and soon realized that if this tropical storm made its way into the popular Gulf of Mexico, that was going to spell disaster for North America. You see, tropical depressions thrive on bodies of warm waters, and so Helene did not disappoint. The warm waters of the Gulf embraced this growing storm, and it quickly announced itself as potentially one of the most violent tropical monsters of this hurricane season. The span of Helene was intentionally wide, and she set her sight to the northeastern sections of the Sunshine State called Florida. She churned her way across the Gulf, focused on her target. The whole world turned its attention to this phenomenon, and she did not back down. So far, it is reported that 3 persons have died from this hurricane, and it is anticipated that this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar restoration project, not just in Florida, but in several other states of the United States. And the hurricane season goes on until November. One good thing is that scientists have studied weather conditions, and they are able to provide details in their forecasts with tremendous accuracy to countries and parts of the region that are in the path of hurricanes. I said as much as I did about this very troublesome hurricane because I want to help us to think of another pending event, one even greater than Hurricane Helene. I'm talking about the coming of Jesus. The Bible describes it as something that is a certainty. But here is the distinct feature of this great event. No one knows the exact time when this will occur. With a hurricane, the experts are so brilliant that they can provide regular forecasts based on the data they collect and analyze. What that does is that it provides reliable information to citizens and organizations to prepare for when a hurricane will make landfall and what it is bringing with it. Jesus discussed his second coming in Matthew 24, and one of the most significant things he said is as follows. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Matthew 24 and verse 36. Can you imagine? This great event that will affect the whole world is a secret to the very Son of God, and to think that he will be the one who is going to make that grand appearance. But what he did stress is that people need to be ready for when he returns to earth. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore, you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Matthew 24, 42 to 44. You might be wondering, why is Jesus coming back to earth? After all, given the way the world is going, we might one day be able to live in a harmony. There are some of us who think that one day there'll be no more wars, no more natural disasters, and we will be able to get along together. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Jesus made this a critical matter in various conversations while he was on earth. He promised his disciples, for example, that he would return to this world to snatch them away so that they would live forever with him. And he emphasized that this will not just be those who are alive at the moment, but those who are dead, who were followers of him while they were alive. He made this clear to his disciples in his message in John 14, verses 1 to 6. In addition, the day when he ascended up to heaven, the disciples were visited by 2 angels who said, Men of Galilee, why do you stand gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus who was taken up from you into heaven will so come in like manner as you saw him go into heaven. Acts 1 and verse 11. What will the world be like when Jesus comes again? But know this, that in the last days, perilous times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. And from such people turn away, for of this sort are those who creep into households and make captives of gullible women, loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. 2 Timothy 3, verses 1 to 7. That's the irony, my friend, that despite the long historical warning that dates back to when Jesus was here on earth, people will still be going about their business, not the least concerned that Jesus will really be coming again to take away the Christians. It is against this background that this imminent event is described in the Bible like the coming of a thief in the night, no less than 6 times, including Luke chapter 12. So what does this have to do with you? Let me answer you very clearly. Jesus has promised that he is coming to take all Christians back to heaven with him. Note that I did not say all the good people. I did not say all the religious people. He is coming back only for Christians. The ones who are going to be left behind are those who up until that moment had never accepted Jesus as their Savior. It is going to spell disaster for those who are left behind in a way that this world has never seen. It is safe to say that this will mark the beginning of the end. So I stopped by here this morning to say to you and anyone who will listen, if you have not yet given your life to Jesus, do so now before it is eternally too late. And trust me, my friend, you don't want to find yourself missing the exodus of believers who will be going up to live with Jesus in heaven forever. So like many of the wise folks in the Gulf Coast of Florida, be prepared.